It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Lions and the Panthers, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Detroit Lions. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now Hardy on the return. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Hassan Reddick, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive.
Under center will be the Southern California native standing at 6'4", Sam Darnold.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line. But I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 5 yards, and that means they come up short, as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number 1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can solve the problem by spreading the ball around. Because anytime you lose your number 1 guy, it's obviously a blow to your offense. But it's also an opportunity to say, hey, they can't focus on trying to stop 1 guy. Keep spreading it around. The last part, each one of those receivers, they believe they're the number 1 guy, and they're ready to step up.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space because the defense will key out.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He'll drop this one off to Swift. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a carry for Swift. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Swift. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Brady. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this 1st quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Shotgun now for Brady. Catch made, it's Moreau. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Well, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are going to take a 1st quarter lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. 5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the 2nd half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Darnold on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though.
Throwing again on second down. Brady. We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a toss play right to Swift.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From midfield, here's Brady.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 28.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
Brady now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Hassan Reddick able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Brady. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete.
Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to fourth down. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And the Panthers coming out now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Montez Sweat in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And I guess, partner, you call that a coverage sack.
Oh, without a doubt, because where did he have to go with the football? I know everybody wants to get on him about, hey, get rid of the football. You had too much time in the pocket. But he's scanning the field, nowhere to go, and that allowed the pressure to ultimately get to him.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The spotlight now focuses on the quarterback, and that's Tom Brady. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a 1st down right out of the gate.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Brady. Looking deep for Adams. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Yeah, you talk about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
Brady's throw there complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 2nd down, Swift. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Swift. Hard running at the 15. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. It's caught here by Adams. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 10-yard line.
Throwing now is Brady. Going to throw right side here, complete. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Now Brady. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Swift. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. Swift again. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now in the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Darnold now to throw. He's got Anderson on the slant. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Oh, look at the juke. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Darnold. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, Darnold over the middle complete. It's Marshall. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to get away. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. On 2nd and very short, Brady. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Tyler Johnson, a touchdown reception. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. A touchdown there for Alvin Kamara. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Ravens. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game. as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense
under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Darnold. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. So here are the Lions to take over. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. On 1st down, Brady. And that's complete to Adams. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Get ready.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Brady now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And in for the Lions, touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there for Carolina.
So Sam Darnold, not really known for having the strongest arm in the NFL, but he certainly laid that one out there.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Darnold.
He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And this one is right through. And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Here we go.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Looking back to the air on 2nd down, it's Brady.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Carolina getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
This is McCaffrey on the give. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Darnold. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Darnold. And that will be incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down. There's the Panthers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Time for another look at this Lions offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Brady. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Running the counter with Mostert. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. And I think he got a yard to the 41.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Brady's throw there complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 30. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. This one taken in by Cephas. And down inside the 15 he goes. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Into the red zone, it's Brady.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Another milestone falling on that last throw in what has been an MVP-type season so far, as he has now gone over 4,000 yards passing already on the year.
It's been a whole lot of fun to watch as he's put together this type of a season. And to me, you have to figure, with so many games remaining, I think he'll breeze past 5,000 yards. Could he challenge the all-time record? Maybe even bump it up closer to 6,000 yards? I can't wait to watch. And the way he's playing, I wouldn't put it past him.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4.
Here's Swift.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
DeAndre Swift.
His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Lions look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Marshall. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The Panthers on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Draw play, Darnold giving to McCaffrey.
Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around the finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see. And they'll call that one every time.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. 3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Now Mostert. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing now is Brady.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 5 now. Brady. And he's got it.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They'll run with Swift.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
DeAndre Swift.
Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Lions add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about...
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Daron Payne able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you use the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey.
62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Darnold now to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he'll be taken down all the way inside Detroit's 20. It's a big play there on 4th and 10. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far. But you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
Darnold from the red zone now. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Marshall. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. On 2nd and goal, Darnold. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Now they snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. McCaffrey turned away on 4th and goal. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Detroit, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll lose an important one